Hey guys, I want to thank you for taking the time. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Really take it for what it's worth. It's just kind of a look at what we've seen work for some of our clients. It's really kind of our version of a 2026 solar lead gen playbook, insights and order of operations used to generate consistent monthly installs across the US and Canada. So really, the speed to lead economic reality, it's been pretty surprising to see how many installers really don't understand just how critical it is to have a speed to lead process, right? So as soon as the lead comes in, we need a protocol in place to ensure we're calling the lead and reaching out to the lead as soon as they come in. So, it's the 5-minute death spiral, the study done by MIT. You're 21 times more likely to qualify a lead if you contact them within 5 minutes versus 30 minutes. Just waiting 10 minutes decreases conversion odds by 400%. And again, the cost of inaction, the odds of successfully contacting a lead decrease by 100x if you wait for, 24 hours. So it's just a system we've really had to plug and play. So some of you guys are on it, and that's awesome. But maybe some of the smaller outfits where we just have maybe one setter and a couple reps, or no setter at all, and we're having the reps having to call the leads as soon as they come in. It's really something we need to prioritize. So this is a solution we fixed with just having a more robust lead booking system, making it very easy for the lead to book an appointment on the calendar, upload a bill after, and all the subsequent appropriate reminders in place to just make sure they're going to show up for that appointment. And of course, notifying the reps or the setters as soon as a lead comes in to make sure they're calling these leads. So again, as you've probably noticed, leads are much less likely to pick up the phone these days, especially from an unknown number. So obviously, try to call the lead, but that's where having a robust SMS sequence in place is really going to help grease the wheel here and make these contact rates more successful. 80% of consumers now block or ignore calls. 14% of Americans and Canadians never even check their voicemails from mystery numbers. So the solution is really, 95% of text messages are read and replied within 3 minutes. So we don't just call, but we have a multi-channel SMS apparatus, branded, mind you, that has, a 90% open rate, getting that number A2P verified, going through all the necessary verification processes to make sure these texts are being delivered and they're in compliance as well to being sent. So again, kind of our core system one is just having a branded, really robust branded follow-up strategy. So we're presenting a calendar as soon as they fill out the lead. We have a webinar video to kind of introduce them on just basic FAQs about solar in that particular market. And more importantly, who they're going to be speaking to and why, and kind of speaking to some of those accolades that these installers have, right? Some of their trust, the projects they've done, any kind of sort of warranties, the system, the staff, just trying to create a human face toward who they're going to be speaking with and just trying to educate them further on what they can expect and the value of a proposal. So kind of bridging that who is this gap again, co-branded, really making it very clear on who they're going to be speaking with. So these are either coming from a community educational resource page or from branded assets from the brand that we built for them themselves. But either way, all of our campaigns are exclusive leads, and so it's easy for us to say, hey, you're going to be speaking with these guys. These are who are some of the best installers in your local area. So it just kind of again makes contact rates higher overall and same with sit rates when they know who they're going to be speaking with. So really kind of the core system too, after that is an ROI demand generation. So really having a system in place to create education-based accurate content, right? And we really center our content all around financial proof of concept, really explaining the investment of solar with clear visuals. So this example you can see here, we're showing electric bills, right? Electric bills after solar. We can kind of clearly show that microgen charge, various charges on the bill that really help explain how net metering works and how that accelerates ROI. We can then leverage bills from specific homeowners and build case studies, right? So we can use these case studies as local SEO assets. We can use them as site links. And so all of this is centered around kind of trying to explain how particular incentive or financing programs were leveraged for the homeowner to accelerate their return on investment. So and most of all, we love to highlight the costs of inaction and really drive home that idea of, hey, this is the opportunity cost of delaying and not going solar with, continuing to pay rising rates. So we're kind of leveraging these assets across various paid channels, organic channels. It really helps create a more higher educated, more interested prospect. So this is another example. Look, it's really easy to kind of create some of these interactive graphs these days. So you can kind of see we're comparing just typical R25 ROI comparison here with a typical 8 kilowatt system, and then the cumulative net savings over time, and comparing the different financing options for this particular market. And of course, that red dotted line, the cost of not going solar. So we can use this graph on a variety of ways, and we're really trying to regurgitate the same idea and concept for different videos, right, that we can leverage in Meta and YouTube ads, and also in organic. You can see these really have gained some traction here, and some of these views are pushed through just paid ad budgets, but there is some organic circulation as well. You can kind of see what this channel nets in some of views. But again, and then you really start to have a better idea of what homeowners are more interested in specific hooks and messaging that are going to resonate and just grab more eyeballs, right? When we try to talk about, hey, this is the economics of solar. Here's why it worked, and here's proof, right? So yeah, again, we're creating a variety of assets that can use as site links, videos to explain the economics of solar with proof. Proof and clarity drives a higher educated lead and a competitive advantage. So you can see here we're feeding these Google Ad accounts with various site links centered around incentives, costs, financing that really drive additional leads. And this helps, bolster our campaign and give us a competitive edge. And we can just provide better assets than our competitors that, again, show proof of concept. System 3 is database reactivation. So this is a really cool technology suite to plug in to really work old leads in your database who still haven't booked. So often when an installer comes to us, we can just run this on a big batch of aged leads going years out. So it's an A2P compliant SMS conversational AI setter. So we feed it with a knowledge base based on your company, its role, and being able to answer kind of basic questions about, particular incentives in the area. But really the goal is try to push them toward booking a calendar link, see if they're still interested and help qualifying them. More importantly, it really saves your reps and your setters time of understanding who's not interested, right? So it's really good at saving a ton of hours and a ton of time so they can focus on the warmer leads. But most of all, it just kind of segments who's not interested, and those who are interested, it qualifies them, make sure they're still paying a high enough bill to justify solar, and then it pushes them toward a booking link. So we have obviously humans kind of monitoring these conversations to kind of help. Not everyone's going to self-book. There is a proportion of do, but the people who do still express interest, we kind of help nurture them toward booking an appointment, whether it's picking up the phone or shooting them a text or penciling them in on a manual time. So it's a really easy way to stack on to our new leads. Say a lead doesn't book after 7 days, right? We have this AI workflow, go out, text them, say, hey, we saw you filled out a form requesting a solar quote. Are you still interested in getting the numbers? So again, this really helps provide more return on our investment everywhere when we just have another, setter working these leads. So again, if you're it seems like you're tired of the lead graveyard, right? Just broken lead models, shared leads called 10 times before you even get the email notification, wasting high paid sales talent on tire kickers without utility bills. It makes installers afraid of scaling because they think it just means more overhead and lower lead quality. So we understand these frustrations and these pain points, and it's really not sustainable. And it's not sustainable for a lead partner like us, right? If we're not providing quality, productive conversations that you can see an ROI from, why is there any, reason for you to continue doing business? So all of our campaigns the leads we send are entirely exclusive to our installers. That's how we can compare that branded follow-up, and ensure, again, they know who they're speaking with and they're only speaking with you. And of course, we don't bill for unqualified leads if they're out of your service area, bad contact information, renters, if the home really isn't feasible, whether it be shading, roof type, or, too low of usage. All of that is, reasonable to credit to make sure you guys are, again, speaking with qualified leads and continue to do business with us, and you can continue to close. So I like to use this little, Bernie meme here to kind of drive home the point. But yeah, and the appointment engine. So this is another kind of tack on product that we provide as well. It's just really an appointment setting and bill retrieval system. So a lot of you guys already have this in place. That's fine. This isn't optional. This is really providing you guys more insight on what works from what we've seen, and we can kind of help bridge that gap however we need, whether it's just with just the AI database reactivation component, or if it's just making it a bit easier in terms of retrieving bills, right? Sending those reminders and forms for them to upload a bill. But we're here to be a consultative resource and provide what you need. But if you guys don't have this, this is definitely required in 2026 to work internet leads and to really start tracking and setting appointments. Just because if you don't have this in place and you start sending leads, it's a lot are going to fall through the cracks. It's hard to just depend on humans to track all of this. It really is. So this is kind of a little glance here at some of a recent install, a year of around, sorry, typo here, about 62 installs here, just under 600 kilowatts here. So this is, again, it's not like it's a crazy volume, right? But this is a nice supplementary, dependable lead source that this installer could depend on from our leads that provided a healthy return on investment. You kind of see the overall lead flow here. And again, here's another look at the appointment flow here. So I expect, 1 to 5 appointments today, maybe, where we're generating anywhere from, I'd say, 40 to 50 leads per month. That's kind of the flow we generally start people out at, just to kind of make sure everything's humming nicely and you guys are closing. And then from there, depending on the market, obviously, and how big it is, we can expand from there. But this is kind of a healthy start point where we like to start installers. So again, we've been doing About Us, Simple Tree Digital, based in San Luis Obispo, California. We love working with Canada. We started working with our first Canadian installer in Ontario back in 2020. And to be quite honest, we've really fell in love with doing business with Canadians. Of course, we still work with a lot of U.S. solar clients as well, but really, we found it's cool to work with installers across the border here, and we're really not too different from each other, right? I think there's a few other cultural quirks, but I visited Canada a few times. I love to go skiing up there. But yeah, we've been doing this since 2018, both commercial and residential. Have quite a considerable portfolio over the years here of all the leads we've generated and the projects that have resulted. And that's kind of what our priority is. Like we really want to make sure these are transparent systems with good automation where we can, save time and improve margins on your bottom line, improve our lead quality, and contact rates, and of course your return on investment with us. So this is kind of look at some of the bigger projects we were responsible for. A large plastics manufacturing company in Illinois that resulted in, multiple builds after just, one conversation we got started. Client results. So this is look at some U.S. solar kind of lead flow just over the years here, where we help build their solar program from the ground up. You can kind of see that diversification here, but we really prioritize getting their organic search up and running. So in July, they netted, 77 leads. It really doesn't usually fall below 30 leads for these guys now, really prioritizing their maps in their organic search. And you can see this, I like to show this welcome call submit. It just kind of attests to the quality of the leads here of just, never really under 45%. Are self At least 45% every month are self-booking. So again, this is a look at some of the monthly lead flow. Not crazy huge numbers, but again, we're all about just sustainable growth and predictability. So we're not trying to blast the market with too much ad volume that the market really can't support. It's just trying to find that happy medium, right, where sales teams fed, our cost per lead is optimized for consistency in volume. And obviously they had a really good month in September. You can see here, but this is just kind of a look at their monthly lead close deals here, just also applied through these campaigns we've built. Just kind of a glance at, we're really experienced in Facebook ads. All of this is really all about, again, building that conversion data in these accounts. And so that's why we provide a pretty quick runway for a lot of our clients in the US and Canada. We're renting our pixel data from them to build these campaigns on top of, or we can, start from scratch or help you guys build with your in-house campaigns. It's a lot of different models that we work under just to ensure whatever's best for you guys, all pay per performance, but we're quite well versed in Facebook and Google Ads. Kind of more glimpses at just organic search, paid search, all the different types of lead sources we really double down on for our clients to just kind of have a diversified machine running. Local SEO as well. We really have a good grasp on what keywords are the core lead drivers. It's really a lot, in essence, a lot about incentives, having very nice, robust incentives pages that talk about local incentives in your province or your state and getting those to rank. And those tend to be our number one organic lead drivers kind of year in, year out. About me, so I really have been believing in solar since, for a while. That's kind of why we niche down on solar. I really do. It has the ability to transform the world in a positive manner. I really wanted to use my digital marketing skills for good and help green companies who do good grow. So I think the power of renewables is it achieves that. It's compelling as an investment for both homes and businesses. It's compelling in diversifying energy grids with a cleaner energy source. So I'm a really big believer in it, and I think it's not going anywhere. Certainly there's always political headwinds in the near term, but I think the economics and the technology speaks for itself. So I was an economics major at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I stuck around living here on the central coast of California. Been doing digital marketing since 2012 when I first graduated, started building WordPress sites and slowly acquired more skills in the lead generation space. We do lead generation in other verticals, mostly service-based, but that's kind of a similar wheelhouse. Where you can kind of apply a lot of these similar tactics. But we love residential and commercial solar, and then I also love skiing, surfing, motocross, and love traveling to go do these types of activities. And I live with my fiance here, Christiana, pictured here, and our dogs, with a baby girl on the way here. So we're excited. So a lot of different ways to skin the cat. You can kind of take this at a glance, but traditionally we're either doing pay per lead, pay per appointment, or a hybrid where we're managing our clients' accounts and our fee is performance based, right? So would love to reach out if this interests you, see what would be best fit for you, or just kind of learn what you guys need and see if we can help you and see if we're a fit. So yeah, if it seems like we're a fit, book a call, learn how we can help you guys build a predictable sales pipeline, and hopefully that was useful, guys. So I'll leave it at here. Feel free to chirp me with any questions. I'm here to be a resource. Thanks a lot.